all over the place. He's going all over, and these Dragoons completely out of position. Going to see the trail end of this dropship going into his base and unloading Dark Templar. I don't know if he has enough observers out. I don't think he has an observer to stop that Dark Templar. So Jangbi actually in a very strong position. Observer not pushing back. Looks like he took out that Dark Templar in the meantime. I'm sorry, that dropship, which I assume has 2 Dark Templar in it, and it looks like these Zealots are going to be able to take this Dark Templar out with that Observer, maybe able to chase it back all the way into the Dragoon Force. We'll see. Another Dark Templar in the meantime pushing up, and now it looks like Jangbi pushing up into Kal, seeing what he can do, maybe trying to save his Dark Templar. So 3 more gateways down at the secondary, so yeah, definitely going to be a fist fight as far as macro management goes, which I really feel like Kal is ahead at this moment. It looks like he has a larger ground force. I think Jangbi had kind of an advantage there. 2 Dragoons getting stranded, those poor 2 Dragoons, they're hopeless. Maybe Kal will be able to save them by coming across. Another Dark Templar trying to push up the center. Looks like it's been spotted out. I think no, it doesn't look like it's actually been spotted out. Going to be able to break the gap here. Going to be able to get into the secondary here. Running right past Zealots. Doesn't look like Kal spotted it out. And now getting in. Looked like for a second there it was going to be able to kill a couple drones. Doesn't look like it's going to actually happen. Being pulled off the line. Going to go into the main, and I don't think... both stopping, and it looks like there's an observer... wow, he's just kind of, this is interesting, trying to get some Dark Templar into the, it looks like it did manage to get in the main, and he was just using kind of that was kind of clever by Jangbi. I think what he did there is he was using kind of the distortion that you can see of the Observer to fake, like he was going at that 3rd mineral expansion, which freaked Kal out a little bit, and that's why he was stopping production there. Kal, in the meantime, pushing in on the 3rd expansion. He might be able to take it out in the middle of his force. I don't know if those Templar have enough to cast any Psystorm yet. By the way they're moving, it doesn't look like they do. It looks like a single Psystorm going off, only going to catch a single Zealot underneath, and we'll see if Kal can push here. Just going to hold the high ground for the moment. Psystorm's going off. I don't think that was too effective. He might be able to take this Nexus out. That would be huge. A big advantage for Kal to take this moment. Going to push in. Going to just try to hold it. This is kind of a sticky situation because he needs to worry about both the forces for both players, because Jangbi needs to worry about defending that Nexus. And basically Kal has to split time between the Dragoons on the ramp and also hitting the Nexus. I think he'd be better at this point just going straight after the Nexus and screw the Dragoons. Screw trying to win the front. You're at the reinforcement. Just go after the Nexus, Kal. And Psystorm, as you can see, going off the side as well. So a little bit delayed there. I think he felt like he had a large enough force to penetrate in, but now that Archon's out, they're just going to have to back off. And here's what I mean. He's going to end up losing these Dragoons most likely anyway. Might be able to save maybe 5 of them in this retreat, unless he can really get out another sized force rather rapidly. Looks like the Observer pushed up and managed to take out that second Observer that Jangbi had put out. A single cannon down that line to defend against Dark Templar, and more Observers out in the field. Man, looks like we got 7 gateways down for Jangbi. Jangbi now getting a cannon down in his own line. His own lines, just in case we're seeing some counter Dark Templar from Kal. It doesn't look like it. Another gateway going down, so it looks like that's going to be so 5 plus 3 plus 1, so 9 gateways down for Kal. So Kal going to be ahead as far as gateways go. He also has a slight economic advantage because he got that 3rd Nexus down sooner, but it's been a little bit lacking in Templar, and again he doesn't have additional Archon out. Looks like he's thinking about setting up in the upper left hand corner, maybe the 12 o'clock position as well, and now he's starting to push out for another attack. And going to be able to catch an Observer out in the field once again. And even though this Observer is going to go down for Jangbi is getting a good idea of the size of the size of Kal's force. Looks like Kal is going to expand the upper left-hand corner. And just Observers can be so important in Protoss versus Protoss, especially at this level. Looks like a single something coming across that really needs to be stopped for Kal at the 12 o'clock location. I think it was just a single probe or something. Still an Observer, and actually, as you can see in the back of the base, it looks like it's going to come right back across the main into Jangbi's main. If you can see on the minimap, though, I'm surprised they're not catching it. I think it might just be an Observer or something like that. I'm not quite sure what's wandering around in there. I wish we could get a better look at it. And another large force, as you can see, it looks like Jangbi just going to set out, going to try to take also going to set up a base of his own, put down 2 pylons and get some cannons down the bottom right hand corner, setting up another gateway as well. So Kal playing a little bit defensively. I think he wants to make sure he gets that, once he gets that 3rd expansion up, I'm sorry, that 4th expansion, no, that's right, 3rd expansion up, so his 4th base total, he might be able to push from there. We'll see. And it looks like he's got a, well, let's see if he's got the speed upgraded Zealots as well. Looks like Jangbi does have some speed upgraded Zealots pushing around, where it doesn't look like Kal's forces are speed upgraded. In the meantime, 2 Archons being produced, just going to build straight Archons, wants to make sure gets that brunt force for the front lines here. And Kal now has the speed upgrade, so he's starting to push out. We'll see where he goes. Maybe he can attack that bottom left-hand corner. He's going to run right into Jangbi's forces if he does. Observer coming across and seeing the size of the force. And it looks like he might be doing a push from the main. Jangbi's trying to push back. Neither player really wants to commit at one direction or the other. They both want to make sure they hold their territories. Looks like there's a shuttle here in the background. I'm not sure what's filled in there. In the meantime, really, you can see that on the mini-map. Looks like Jangbi's getting an eyeful, and that could be the difference here. 2 Zealots managing to push in, a couple Zealots managing to push in. Probes coming off the line to try to defend those cannons, and a drop drop shuttle coming along across with a Templar, but those wow, excellent reaction time on Jangbi's part to get those probes out of there. So the cost of 4 Zealots, basically a little bit of disrupted supply, no big hit there. In the meantime, for Kal, it looks like that observer again wandering out in the field there, and it looks like that Ken is going to take a couple hits. I know I keep focusing on it, but it's really driving me nuts. I really want to know what it is. I think it's an observer. It looks like a pylon being built at the 12 o'clock location. So Kal thinking about setting up there, getting some cannons down. His expansion in the upper left-hand corner, it looks like it's already going. He's got that forge running, and 4 cannons down the bottom right-hand corner, really worrying about it. Going to get that additional gas, and this is going to be turned into another one of those epic macro games. Like Game 1, really I felt like we'll see if Kal can turn it around this time, because in Game 1, man, just as he just didn't do a very good job in the large group kind of engagements here. Jangbi definitely had had more of an advantage there, and I felt it maybe a little bit hotkey. It just felt like he was caught in transition a lot. And we'll see if that's the same case here. Another drop shuttle pushing up. Looks like it's going to go for the secondary. You got to know it's going to be spotted out, but you got to know there's Templar in here. Let's see if Jangbi replies in time. Oh no! It looks like a lot of his probes out of position. He's going to lose. It looks like 8 or 9 probes there, and he's going to morph into an Archon immediately. It looks like that Archon's actually done a lot of damage. It said something like 13 kills on it between the two. It looks like Kal going to respond by dropping a Zealot as well as some Templar. Going to be able to move across those gateways, use the blockade, and get to the main. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get in probes because, as you can see, Jangbi and dropping Dark Templar actually losing that. Oh man, going to end up losing both Dark Templar though, because a good blockade by Jangbi, as you can see, using the probes to block against that cannon while those Dark Templar were taken out. Now an attack across the middle from Kal. Kal taking the bottom lane, and yeah, oh man, and this is what I'm talking about. Oh, good Psystorm over a huge group by I think that was Kal there. Man, just hit a huge group. Another counter Psystorm over a smaller group of Dragoons, but that first Psystorm was really key. I'm now pushing up oh man, beautiful Psystorms from Jangbi that time. It's just Psystorm going off everywhere, all over the Archons, and it looks like Jangbi is going to end up ahead, so Kal's going to have to be sent retreating. And just as his cannons were coming up too, that's disappointing. He was trying to set up cannons in the middle of the field, so it looks like Jangbi going to end up coming out ahead, and he might be able to run up to the 12 o'clock location, because it doesn't look like Kal really has anything to kind of contend here. He has half a group, I would say 8 Zealots right there, and a single Dragoon, as well as a couple Templar. It looks like Jangbi is going to pull back. I don't think he knows about that 12 o'clock location yet, and he doesn't really want to commit and end up losing that bottom right-hand corner base, just in case. Another Psystorm, wow, 2 Psystorms going off across the middle there, and those 2 Archons are just marauders here. As you can see, they're just trying to hunt down everything here, and just Psystorm. Oh, the Templar getting Psystormed right there. You got to hold the Templar, just trying to escape. Both Templar down. That's a huge cost to Kal, and I really feel like Kal is starting to once this group, the reinforcements are just going to come in from Jangbi. Dark Templar in the mix too. I don't see an observer everywhere, and that's going to be additional damage happening here. More Psystorm going off to the Dragoons. Again, those Templar getting Psystorm, which is just hurts, and it looks like this third expansion is completely breached. Man, this is not looking good for Kal here. And again, it's the large. It seems like in these large group engagements, for whatever reason, Jangbi just ends up winning out. I'm not sure if it's positioning or it's just better Psystorming or what. We'll see though if this plays into the long term. Another Psystorm, but only again over a single Zealot. Counter Psystorm over 4 Dragoons, just doing a fantastic job. Right as they are, and man, more reinforcements pushing in. I feel like Jangbi can smell blood. That third expansion down, or I'm sorry, that second expansion down, that mineral only expansion down. There we go. And more reinforcements starting to flood up for Jangbi now, pushing up. And those 3 gateways, it looks like they're completely breached as well. 6 o'clock location in the meantime has been taken by Jangbi. And so yeah, man, Kal's just in a fight of his life here at the secondary. And I just don't. And with those Archons, more Archons morphing in the background, and reinforcements coming in, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it. He doesn't have enough. It doesn't look like he has enough to kind of hold that back. And just more of the breach. Just trying to push in a couple units here and there to try to protect his Dragoons in the background. Trying to bring up some Zealots to kind of create a little bit of contain. In the meantime, bleeding gateways up there at that front. Transferred probes. That's an extremely ballsy maneuver. Transferring probes across the reinforcement path line to the 12 o'clock location. Just timed that perfectly. Got a little bit lucky there, I think. And now, as you can see, he's trying to open up that middle lane, or I should say that cross lane, so he can bring some Zealots in underneath. And he's going to go for the natural expansion as well. Going to be able to take that cannon. I'm going to have to say there's going to be GG in here in a second, simply because, yeah, Kal is completely routed at this point. Jangbi once again showing kind of like his large force micro is just impeccable at this level. Just some beautiful Psystorms across the board there. I really think Kal is capable of winning engagements in that regard, but really, yeah, there's GG. I think Kal is capable of winning those, but right now it looks like Jangbi is just slightly ahead here. Just slightly ahead, winning a little bit left and right, and so it looks like he's ahead 2-1, so Kal's going to have to win the next 2 if he's planning on taking it. Epic matchup here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. Once again, check out the BlizzCast, check out Combat, check out Moletrap, check out everybody, Cyreaver as well. Thanks for listening. Go check out SC2GG where you can find information.